Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic time. This is Pharmacist Keith with the Healthy Lifestyle Champions Call. One second here. There we go. I think I got rid of the echo now. Okay. All right, now we're starting a training program here, as most of you know, that's walking through the cycle of duplications. So I want to congratulate everybody on your decision, first of all, to join network marketing industry, and then second of all, to join these conference calls. You're going to love the freedom and flexibility that come from being a business owner in this industry. And I hope that this training will serve as a roadmap for you that will lead you from where you are today to the accomplishment of your goals. And within this training, we're going to walk you through the process of building a successful network marketing business in a simple, easy to follow, step-by-step format. Now, as you get started, I want to encourage you to be coachable and to be open, to open your mind to a new way of doing business. One of the most valuable lessons that I've learned in my life is that if you want to be a success, if you want to be successful, the smartest thing that you can do is learn what other successful people have done, and then to go out and apply what you've learned with excellence. Now, I can assure you, the more coachable you are and the more committed you are to excellence, the more successful you're likely going to be. I want to emphasize another critical point. If you're going to build a large organization of business partners, you must accept the concept that duplication is going to play a major role in your ultimate success. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. As we journey through this training, we're going to go through each cycle one step at a time. You can then apply what you've learned one step at a time as you begin to develop your business, and then you'll be able to teach the system to each of your new business partners one step at a time. And lastly, you will train your business partners how to teach this to their business partners so that the duplication process begins. The system is going to work because it's based on the fundamentals of how to build a successful network marketing business. You must recognize that you're going to set the pace for your entire team. You're the president and CEO of You Incorporated. You're the leader of your team. What you do is what others will do as they follow and duplicate your leadership. One of the most important factors in building a successful network marketing business is to follow a proven system that will create a leveraged income for you and for everybody who joins your team. It must be a system that your business partners can easily follow as they walk in your footsteps. Now, yesterday we did the first step in the cycle. Actually, we started this program on, it wasn't yesterday, it was Monday. And on the first day, we just kind of talked about the if I shoulda, woulda, coulda river, and how we want to move ourselves mentally from where 90% of the population lives to where the 10% live. And then on Tuesday, we did the first step in the actual cycle of duplication training. And that first step was to start your business. And then this step, we learned the 10 important activities you need to complete to get your business started correctly. I've posted both of those on my blog, keithable.info, so you can now see both of those videos that from that training that morning. That's at keithable.info. And now today we're going to move on to the second step. Today we're going to cover invite people. In this step, you're going to be taught what to say to those you want to invite to learn about your business. Now, tomorrow, we're going to cover the third step, which is to introduce the business. And in this step, we're going to discover how to effectively introduce the business to others. And then on Monday, we're going to cover the fourth step, which is determine an interest. And in that step, you're going to find out how to determine people's interest in learning more about the business and the products and services we have to offer. And then next Tuesday, we're going to cover the fifth step, which is gain a positive decision. And just like it sounds, in this step, you're going to gain valuable insights into how to get a positive decision out of your prospects. And then finally, next Thursday, we're going to cover the sixth step to get your partners started, where we're going to teach them how to get their people started off to success and how to get their people duplicated. Now, you can find the Cycle of Duplication training manual on my training website, bestnetfun.com. That's bestnetfun.com. There's a tab up there that says Cycle of Duplication. When you click on that tab, there's going to be 9 steps on there. The training manual is actually located on step number 7. So you can download that and follow along as you go. Also, if you have not bought Eric Worre's book, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, I highly recommend it. There's a link on there to purchase that book. You can get it in Kindle form, or if you still like the old-fashioned hard, which I don't have on my desk today. Anyway, if you still like the old-fashioned hard-bound cover, then you can still order that from Amazon. Actually, here it is. It's called GoPro, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. So anyhow, today we're going to be starting at step number 2, invite people. Now, after you complete it, Tuesday you completed the first step, starting the business, and you started putting together your memory jogger. You started listing the people that you want to contact. And again, if you need help with that, there's also a tab on my training site to a memory jogger, which is very helpful. But as we begin the step today of inviting people, there's 2 important factors that will not only affect your results, but it's also going to affect your attitude. The first one is it's a numbers game. It's important to understand that finding people to join your business or to purchase the products and services we got to offer is the more people you introduce to your business, the more people will join your team and the more sales you're going to make. Yeah, you can make a lot of things. You can do a lot of things to increase your results. But as you learn in the training, there's all kinds of different tools and everything that I've got on my website there to help you increase your results. But just remember, overall, it's still a numbers game. So before you start making the invitation calls, it's critical for you to recognize that not everyone that you make your presentation to, actually not everyone's even going to accept your invitation to even learn about the business in the first place. And once people do accept that invitation, not everybody that sees the presentation is actually going to join your business. So you're going to get turned down often, but you can't allow those things, the no's, to discourage you. When someone says no, it's vital that you remain in a positive attitude and then just move on to the next person. So the second thing is people need to like and trust you. People must like and trust you if they're going to do business with you. If people don't buy you, they won't buy anything that comes out of your mouth. And that's a life lesson as well. It's not just a lesson for building a network marketing company. So your number one goal with every prospective business partner and customer is to be liked and trusted, just plain and simple. So start being intentional about building a brand for yourself. And when people think of you, they think of someone they appreciate and respect. Not only will your business thrive, but life will become more enjoyable and fulfilling if you focus in on the little things that you can do to become more likable and trustworthy. Mr. Smith, Todd Smith, wanted to develop this program called, I forgot what I was going to say about that. Anyway, he says little things matter. That's what I was going to say. Little things matter. So you want the little things you do in life matter. You don't want to be out there throwing up on everybody all about your business. Okay, you want to start relating to people. Tom Chenault talks about that often. You want to, he has his coffee shop interview so he can get more information about the person and seem like he's more interested in what they have to say. Be interested, not interesting. That's Tom's favorite quote. Be interested, not interesting. So, let's start the invitation process by taking a look at the types of people that you can introduce to your business. And I'm going to group these into 5 categories. Your friends, acquaintances, and relatives, known as your warm market, that's the first category. These are the people with whom you have some degree of relationship. In marketing this business, your highest percentage of success is going to come from those people that you know. The people in your warm market know you, they respect you, and they're more likely to be open to what you have to offer than people with whom you have no relationship whatsoever. Okay, the second category is referrals from your friends, acquaintances, and relatives. People who have been referred to you are excellent prospects. So what you want to do is set a goal to get at least one referral from each satisfied product customer. Also set a goal to ask for at least one referral from each person who declines to participate in the business. So you want to set that goal. And a cool thing that I've heard Todd Falcone talk about is when he gets these referrals, especially from people that didn't join the business, but he has a relationship with those people. When he gets a referral from them, and if those people join, before he actually puts them in the computer system, he calls back the person that referred them and asks that person, look, this guy's going to get involved. Do you want him, or do you want me to take him? That gives him an opportunity to actually get another person in the business. And if that person does join the business, then of course he puts that person under him, and the referral goes under that person. And he said he's actually done this where the referrals have gone down several levels before somebody said yes, and then he worked his way back up and ended up getting 2 or 3 more people to join the business by working on back up the line there. So referrals from your friends and acquaintances and relatives is the second one. Now the third one is the new people you meet each and every day. Now, I don't know if you remember when we talked yesterday, and I was talking about the notebook that I used to always put my prospects in there. That every day when I meet new people, every person that I meet goes into that book, because that's somebody that I'm going to talk to at some point about the business. So each day we meet new people, either over the phone or in person. This group of people can be a great source of leads if you're intentional in your conversations with them. When you meet people, ask probing questions and listen and learn. If they have a need that our business can fill, then that's something that you can talk to and relate to them about either then or at some point in the future. So some of the things you want to find out from people that you meet is, what do they do for a living? How do they get into that line of work in the first place? How's the economy affecting their business? How's things going for them personally? Do they enjoy doing what they do? And perhaps you're going to think of some other questions that may help you open the door so you can introduce the business at some point. With some people, you may want to build a little bit of a relationship first and then ask for a business card. At some point over the next 48 hours, you're going to give them a call back. Let them know that it was nice meeting them, and then compliment them and invite them to take a look at your business. So that's the third category. The fourth category is your common market. This market includes the people with whom you have something in common, such as people in your graduating class, people in your line of work, people who attend your church, or members of a club or civic organization that you belong to. Think about other groups of people with whom you've got something in common, and then you're going to write those names down and put them on your list. And then when you, at some point, then you'll have a way to open the door to approach them. And then the last category is the cold market. These are the people that you've never met. To prospect these people, you would use methods like magazines or newspaper ads, direct mailing, cold calling, online marketing, and other types of marketing thing. I'm using a system called Growth Pro Lead Capture System. I will also have a link to that on my training site. But the Growth Pro Lead Capture System has an excellent training program built into that on how to develop cold market leads. So, that's the fifth category. This particular category is the slowest to build your business, but you can build a fantastic business from the cold market. So, the strategy of the invitation call. Of all the information that's contained in the training we're going to be going over, this step is the most important for you to master. And the reason is simple. If you're unsuccessful at getting people to review your business opportunity, you're going to be unsuccessful in building a network marketing business. Much of your success is going to result from inviting people correctly. And if you're new in the business, it's a learning process. It's going to take a little bit of time. But this training is going to teach you how to invite your warm market to learn about your business. I'm going to go over a few concepts and scripts and some ideas that can be modified and to meet your personality. I'm also going to take a look at some of the things that Eric Worre talks about in the GoPro book there on this subject as well. But the ultimate goal of the invitation call is to gain an agreement from the people you're calling that they're going to review one of our company's presentation tools, or they're going to attend a presentation event, or maybe that they're going to read the Success magazine, whatever it happens to be. Think about this. The first law of success is concentration. To bend all the energies to one point and to go directly to that point, looking neither to the right or the left. William Mathis. So you're going to want to try to concentrate all your energy into the invitation here because you've got to get people looking at your process. So there's three major objectives to an invitation call. You want to arouse interest and curiosity so that people will want to learn about your business. You want to create some urgency so that will cause people to want to learn about the business as soon as possible. And without creating the urgency, people they never get around to it. Life is so busy. I heard a video blog today from Eric Worre where he talks about you've got to get their attention within the first 3 minutes, because we live in such an attention deficit society now that people are going off in every direction. So you also want to gain a firm commitment on a time to meet if you're going to give a personal presentation, or a time to follow up if you're providing a tool. So inviting people over the phone, that's probably the way most people do it. There's the training manual goes through an 8-step process here. You want to prepare for the phone call. You want to get ready to make the phone call, find a quiet place, that type of thing. I'm not going to go into that because that's pretty self-explanatory. Then you want to make the call. Always be positive when you're on the call. Always have a smile on your face, because that does come through to the other side. I did telemarketing for years while I was in college to help with my income. And that's one of the rules we learn in telemarketing, is always be smiling. I mean, they put smiley faces and everything else to remind you to do that. So when you think things are going to turn out well, they generally do. And for best results, keep your energy level high. Speak with confidence and controlled enthusiasm. You want to be enthusiastic, but you don't want to be bouncing off the walls. So if you're passionate about what you're doing, and if you're on this call, you're passionate about Dr. Welik's products, that's for sure. But if you're passionate about what you're doing, then make sure you sound like it on the phone. If your voice sounds weak or shy, or if you speak in a monotone voice, you can expect poor results. So how you sound when making an invitation call is just as important as what you say. Step 3, after a friendly hello and determine if they're available, you want to go into the little presentation. So first of all, when you start a conversation, always be personable and friendly. After you have a pleasant hello, determine if the person you're calling is busy or on another line or doing something else that will distract them from listening to you. You can ask something like, did I catch you at a bad time? Or are you busy? Or do you have a moment? Whatever you feel comfortable with to make that determination. If a person is busy, ask when would be a good time to call them back. And schedule a time to call them back. Don't go into what you're wanting to do then, because you're going to get a bad result. When appropriate, show genuine interest in the person that you're calling. And one of the best ways to win friends and influence people is to show an interest in them. Again, that goes back to what Tom Chenault's always saying. Be interested, not interesting. You can ask them how they're doing. You can ask them about their kids or the hobby or sport or whatever civic activity you're working with them. Whatever you feel would be appropriate, based on the relationship you have with the people. But remember, if people don't sense that you care about them, they won't care about what you have to offer. So always show a sincere interest in the person that you're calling. It's essential, and it requires an intentional effort to do that. Step 4, you want to compliment your prospect. You want to praise people because praising people is always positive. People of all ages want to be complimented, to be appreciated, to be recognized for who they are and for what they've done. As you invite people to look at your business, you should find ways to give a genuine compliment to the person. If you expect admiration or respect for people, if you express admiration or respect for people, then while you're doing your invitation, then you're going to have better results. It's all these little things that make a difference. As Todd Smith says again, little things matter. When you compliment people, it makes them feel good and usually results in them being more open-minded. It also positively influences how they feel about you, and for no other reason, it makes somebody's day when you give them a sincere compliment. Dale Carnegie said, if you want to win friends, make it a point to remember them. If you remember by name, you pay me a subtle compliment. You indicate that I have made an impression on you. Remember my name, and you add to my feelings of importance. So you want to gain friends, win friends, influence people by showing interest in them. Step 5, confidently give your invitation. Based on your relationship with the people you're about to call, you want to think about different approaches that you think would be most effective based on that particular person and the relationship you have. But the main objective with your invitation is to create interest, to be sure you come across natural and confident, and never say anything that would be perceived as begging them to look at your business. Instead, Be proud, be strong, be confident. If they don't have an interest, that's okay. Just move on. It may not be time for them. 3 months from now, they may be ready. 6 months from now, they may be ready. It's just right now, it's not the time for them. So as you invite someone to learn about your business, you want to be deliberate and controlled in your conversation. The less you say is better. Let me say that again. The less you say is better. If you're intentional in what you say, you're going to be more successful in gaining positive agreement from the people to learn about your business. If on the other hand, if you talk too much because you're either not prepared or you don't have self-control or you're lacking some self-confidence, you're likely going to struggle and get a lower percentage of people who actually accept your invitation. So, people are looking for a reason to say no. So the more you say, the more reasons you're giving them to say no. So that's why you want to keep it brief. There's several types of invitations that you can go through. There's the discovery invitation. With the discovery invitation, you're going to be you seek to identify some kind of need or pain or some common concern that you feel your business can help with. So if you can first recognize a way that you can help people achieve something important to them, then they'll be more likely inclined to listen to what you have to say and take some time. A lot of people use Facebook on this. They learn a lot about the people by following their post on Facebook. And then when they contact them, they have something that they can talk to them about specifically, whether it's some ill feelings they were having, pains in the joints, or having some troubles with the finances, or getting laid off. You have some type of groundwork there that you can approach the people on. Some of the things that you can say is, hey Bob, how's the economy affecting your business? And that, of course you're going to do that if you already know that the economy is negatively impacting that type of business. And then you want to flat out ask them, would you be open to diversifying your income? Another thing you can do is, if you're talking to a friend on the phone, say, hey George, how are things going with you on the job? If he mentions anything negative about his job, ask him to elaborate about it. As he tells you about his areas of concern, listen and consider an approach that would be more effective. After he finishes, you could say, let me ask you a question off the record. If there's a business that you could start working part-time from your home that could later replace your full-time income, would you be interested? There's a lot more examples of that in the training material, so I'm not going to go through all those right here, but I'll just give you a general idea. The second type of invitation is the direct invitation. With the direct invitation, you invite somebody to meet with you or review one of your tools without giving them any information. Here's a couple examples of direct invitation. You can call Mark up and say, hey, I've got just a minute, but I wanted to give you a call. Mark, what's your schedule this week when we can meet? Have something I'd really like to chat with you about. And then proceed to set up the time. Don't try, like you said at the beginning, you just got a moment. You're in a hurry, so you don't have time to answer questions. You'll cover those questions when you meet them, etc. Another approach is, like you're talking to Mary, you say, Mary, I've got some information I'd like to kick around with you. When would you be available to get together this week to talk? I still think on that one, you still need to preface it that you only have a moment, that you're in a hurry. That way you can deflect all the questions to the actual time you can talk with them. So that's kind of the direct invitation. Then there's the business invitation. And unlike the direct invitation, with the business invitation, you tell them that you're inviting them to take a look at the business. And here's a couple examples of that. Let's say you're on the phone with Joe and you're talking about the soccer team that his son's playing on. They're maybe playing for the championships or whatever, and you're just kind of catching up on how he's doing. Then when the timing's right in the conversation, you say, hey, I've just got another minute, but I wanted to let you know there's going to be a small group of us getting together at my home Thursday night to kick around some ideas on starting a new business. I've got a lot of respect for you, Joe, and I thought you might want to join us. Would you be inclined to do so? Okay, so it's a direct business invitation. Or maybe you're on the phone with Tina, who's just told you that she's had her best sales year ever. Okay, you might think right off the bat, she's had her best sales year ever, she's not going to be interested. So although she sounds happy, don't assume she's not open to considering other options. Todd Smith himself was a real estate professional, and when he had his best year ever, when he jumped ship and joined network marketing. And even though he had his best year ever, there was lots of other things going on, especially lack of being able to have time with his family, that made him open to the possibility. So You might say something to this effect: Tina, there's a rapidly growing company expanding its operation here in town, and we're looking for people with your skill set to help with the expansion. If it had significant potential and wouldn't jeopardize what you're doing now, would you be open to hearing about what they have to offer? So that's kind of the direct, the business approach. Again, there's more examples of that in the training manual, so I'll let you guys look at that on your leisure. And then there's the My Story invitation. In using the My Story invitation, you're going to share with people why you made the decision to diversify your income, and you're going to invite them to explore what they're doing. And one of the things I'm doing right now is I am contacting some pharmacists, and I'm talking to them something to the effect of this. Fortunately, we've had the privilege of joining the most trusted profession, and I personally got involved in this business to make a difference in my patient's life and to help them live longer with a better quality of life. And as a pharmacist, I've learned all about the biochemistry of the body down to the molecular level, and we understand the role that the vitamins and amino acids and fatty acids and minerals play in disease prevention and in supporting and promoting the repair and reversal of diseases. And we're just not seeing that happen with our patients. Our patients keep getting worse. I've teamed up with a group of health professionals, including physicians and pharmacists and nurses and chiropractors and other various health and wellness professionals. And by taking the trust of my profession, it's afforded me with the ability of combining that with a science-based, clinically verified alternative medical nutritional protocols to support and promote the structure and function of the human body. So see, I'm going after my warm market, my peers with that approach. So you have to develop a story about yourself. Here's an example here. You're talking to Randy after a weekend on the lake. Randy, as you know, I've enjoyed a successful real estate career, but because of the constant demands of my time as a realtor and the uncertainty that surrounds the real estate industry, I've made the decision to diversify my income. After considering my options, I made the decision to team up with a highly respected company to help expand their business in the area. It's a well-established company looking for the right people to help them develop the region. And as I considered those I respect and admired, I thought of you. Would you have an interest in reviewing some information to see if this might appeal to you? So that's kind of My Story invitation. You're going to relate it to what's going on in your life and relate it to what's possibly going on in their life as well. And then there's the Could You Do Me a Favor invitation. This one's short and simple. Hey Joe, I've recently started my own business working with a company that's seeing remarkable growth. I've been impressed with what I've seen so far, but I'd be interested in getting your opinion. If I drop some information in the mail, or dropped off a CD, or dropped off the Success magazine, would you be willing to take the time to review it and let me know what you thought? Simple as that. So there's again several examples of that here. And then, if somebody is hesitant about one of your invitations, there's some things on here to go through to follow up. Let me switch over now to Eric Worre's what he has to say in the book. Hang on just a second. Okay, he says as a professional, you're going to be inviting your prospects to review a tool or attend an event. Here's what you're not going to be doing. You're not going to be pitching people and trying to dazzle the world with your wisdom. That approach will feed your ego, but it steals from your bank account. Again, you got to remember, you got to be duplicatable. Your ability to get a large group of people to consistently do a few simple things over an extended period of time is duplication, and that's how you make success in the business. It was that formula that helped him break out of network marketing mediocrity, and it's going to help us do the same thing. He said for years he focused on and depended on his ability to persuade people to join him. Then when he finally graduated to finding a few key leaders that he could train to do what he was doing, he started the duplication process. And then he started learning the formula that I'm laying out here and that he lays out in his book to just kind of duplicate the system and get it going in a much faster fashion. He says there's fundamentals that you've got to follow, and basically he says there's four emotions of inviting. 4 basic rules. Rule number 1, you must emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. We already talked about that. This is extremely important. Remember, our initial goal is education and understanding, and it's not getting a new customer or signing a new distributor. So you got to remember to detach yourself from that. Be ready for the no's. You have to be yourself so people will feel comfortable with you. We've discussed that already. You got to bring some passion and some enthusiasm, and you have to have a strong posture, and that's where the be in a hurry comes from. He lays it out in 8 steps. Be in a hurry, compliment the prospect, make the invitation. He has what he calls the if I would you, the confirmation 1, confirmation 2, confirmation 3, and then get off the phone. So we've already covered the being in a hurry. We've already talked about complimenting the prospect. We've already talked a little bit about making the invitation. He goes over the same thing, your direct approach, your warm market approach, your cold market approach, indirect approach. So he goes over some of the same things there. And what I wanted to step into now is after you've made the invitation, this is kind of what he says. If I gave you a DVD, would you watch it? If I gave you a CD, would you watch it? If I gave you the magazine or some other printed material, would you read it? If I gave you a link to a website that has a presentation on it, would you check it out? If I invited you to a special invitation-only webinar, would you attend? If I invited you to a special conference call, would you listen? He said it's really powerful for a number of reasons. First, it's reciprocal. You're saying that you're going to do something if they will do something. So as human beings, we're hardwired to respond positively to this type of question. Second, it puts you in a place of power. You're in control. You're not begging. You're not asking for favors. You're simply offering a value exchange. And third, it implies that you have something of value to offer. You're saying you will do something, but not unless the other person does something in exchange. When you value what you have, people start to respect it more. So the if I would you gets results. It gets people to say yes. It helps prospects see what we have in a different light. Remember, our goal is to educate and understand. So if I would you helps us achieve that goal. If you started the call with urgency and complimented the prospect, made the invitation and asked if I would you, their answer has got to be yes, almost 100% of the time. And you can just go on and skip the 5th step. A lot of people at that point just want to skip the 5th step, which is the confirmation, but that's an important step too. So you've asked if I would you, and they've said yes. The next step is to confirm that commitment, to get a time commitment. Okay? When do you think you would watch the DVD for sure? When do you think you can listen to the CD for sure? When do you think you can read the magazine for sure? When do you think you can watch the link for sure? Don't suggest a time for them. That's another mistake that a lot of people make. Just ask the question and wait for them to respond. This question makes them think about their schedule and their commitments and find a place to review your tool and to communicate back to you. In other words, it makes it real. When you first ask if I would you, and they said yes, it was someday. When you get a time commitment, it starts to become real. It's not someday. Now it's a real thing. The only thing that matters is that they give you a time. It doesn't matter what the time is. Let them think about their schedule and let them tell you, when they will have time to review the materials for sure. About 90% of the time, they're going to give you an answer. About 10% of the time, they'll be vague, saying something like, I'll try to do it sometime. If they do that, then tell them, I don't want to waste your time or mine. Why don't we just lock in a time when you'll have seen it for sure? And just remember, they've already said that they'll review it in step 4. You're just trying to confirm the time now. You're trying to lock them down. The key to all this is that you're trying to get them now to say yes twice. The first time when you asked if I would you, and the second time when you receive a time commitment. That's 2 yeses that they've given you. Maybe they're so busy they say it's going to be a couple months. Fine. You follow up for a couple months, and you start the process again then. So step 6 now is the second confirmation, and this time you're going to confirm the time commitment. If they tell you that they'll watch the DVD Tuesday night, your response should be something like this. So, if I called you Wednesday morning, you'll have seen it for sure, right? If they say they'll listen to the CD by Thursday morning, your response should be, so if I call you sometime later in the day Thursday, you'll have listened to it for sure, right? If they say they'll watch the link on July 1st, your response should be, so if I called you on July 2nd, you'll have listened to it for sure, right? That way, they're going to say yes, because they've already given you the time, so they're going to say yes again. They may have to adjust their time schedule slightly or whatever, but the key thing is now you've got them to say yes 3 times. Okay? And then step number 7 is confirm the time again. Schedule the call. This step is simple. Just ask, what's the best number and time for me to call? They'll give you what works best for them, and now you have a real appointment. All you have to do now is be sure to remember to call what you said you're going to call. They've just said yes 4 times. The whole invitation took just a few minutes, and your chances of achieving your goal of educating them and having them understand has gone from about 5% to 80%. So the next step, get off the phone. You don't want to start answering a bunch of questions. Remember at the beginning we said be in a hurry, so get off the phone. So that's the next step. So, I've covered a lot of material. It's gone a little bit over. I'm trying to keep these down to 30 minutes. But like I said, I've covered a lot of material here. I hope that you're getting some value out of what I've been saying. Hang on a second, let me get this call unmuted. Okay, can everybody hear me? There we go. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed the call. Tomorrow we're going to move on to the 3rd step in the process. I will post this up on my website later today. It's going to be on my blog website, keithable.info. I encourage you also to go to the training website, bestnetfun.com. That's bestnetfun.com. If you haven't downloaded the cycloduplication training manual, do so. It's on the tab there. It says cycloduplication. If you have not ordered Eric Worre's book and you've got access to Kindle, click on that link that's on there. It's on that cycloduplication tab. The very first step there is order the 7 steps. So I encourage you to go ahead and order that right away. Get it on your Kindle so you can start working on it. And then if you have any want to learn more about the Growth Pro lead capture system that I use, there's a link on there as well. So if anybody have any questions at this point? Okay. Well, with that said, I hope everybody found some value in what we've done today, and I look forward to tomorrow to go on to the next step in this training process. Tomorrow we will be covering which website? Okay, I'll give you, there's 2 websites. The first website is my blog. It's keithable.info. That's KEITHABELL.info. I will post this video up there later today. The first 2 videos are already on the website. The second website is the training website. It's called bestnetfun.com. That's bestnetfun.com. When we're done with this series, I'll have the entire series on there, but it takes a little more work to get that website updated, so I'll put those on later. But on that BestNet Fun website is where you're going to find all the links to all the tools that I talk about, and then I hope that helps. And if anybody wants to email me, my email address is abellmarketing. That's ABELL marketing @gmail.com, and my phone number is 502-212-2929. That's 502-212-2929. Folks, it's going to be a beautiful day here. August and September are the busiest months in network marketing, so I hope that you take this information and go out and apply it. I hope that you teach your team to do the same thing, because together we can have fantastic next couple months in this business and double or even triple our volumes in this business. So once again, thank you for getting on the call. I'm going to get off now because I've got a lot to do and I've held you guys up long enough. Talk to you soon.